Hare Krishna, good evening, welcome all of you all for our Saturday evening Bhagavatam class. So we are in the midst of the 9th chapter of the Canto 1, that is Bhishma Stuti. So we have been discussing how Krishna brought all the Pandavas to Bhishma Pitama when Yudhishthira Maharaj got the doubt or had a confusion in his mind that it is because of him the entire war has taken place, which has led to mass scale destruction of life, and which he was feeling very pinched. And it was very much similar to the confusion what Arjuna had at the time of starting of the Mahabharata war. This was after the end of the Mahabharata war. So first already Lord has already spoken the Bhagavad Gita, पहले बोल दिया था. तो आप क्या बोलेंगे भगवान? बोलेंगे मैं क्या बोलूं, भक्त के पास लेके जाता हूं. Already Bhishma Pita is waiting on the bed of arrows. So I'll go there and I will show him. So when he enters, the famous shloka, whenever the Pandavas enter and meet Bhishma Pitama, first shloka, what did he say? Oh anyayam, oh kashtam, yadidan dharmanandana, na jivitam krishnamananam, dharma, vipra, dharma, achyuta, ashrayaha. It was only because of 3 चीज का आश्रय लिया था इसके लिए. So how many people accept that Bhishma Pitama was in real trouble, or rather there is trouble in life? किसी को जीवन में ट्रबल है? यहाँ पे कोई है जिसके जीवन में ट्रबल, दुख है?
सबके पास दुख है.
सबके पास. अच्छा, अगर मैं बोलूं दुख है ही नहीं तो प्रूव करो. नॉट जस्ट बोलूं, प्रूव करके दिखाओ. I can prove that there is no dukkha, but provided you become transcendental. In the material platform, if you want, you cannot become dukkha free. You will be filled with lots of more dukkha. That is why devotees don't feel dukkha. So dukkha actually resides in the mind. And you know how dukkha is given birth to? It is given by some nice good friends of ours. And they are Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mad, Matsarya. They are the ones who give rise to दुखा. दुख नाम का चीज ही नहीं है. मन क्या बोलता है? भूख लगा है, पेट को भूख लगा है, खाना चाहिए. पर मन क्या बोलता है? अरे, not even the मन. Your ego says, पड़ोसी खीर रबड़ी खा रहा है, मालपुआ खा रहा है, पूरी हलवा खा रहा है, और तू क्या खिचड़ी खाएगा? खाना तुझे क्या है? पेट भरना है ना. You want to just fill your stomach, but then it is the mind, the ego. It tells you, hey, come on, that fellow is eating something nice, you are eating something inferior. What is the question of inferior and superior when anything which is nice, cooked freshly, offered to God, and is going in your stomach and filling your belly? It is because of these things: kama, desire. Kama, as I always tell you, kama is not only for desire of the opposite sex. Usually the word kama is used for the attraction towards the opposite sex, but no, it is desire for n number of things. कई लोगों के पास बहुत सारा पैसा है, फिर भी अरे अभी 50 करोड़ का ऑर्डर आ जाए मजा आ जाए, 10 लाख का ऑर्डर आ जाए मजा आ जाए. अरे जो है उसमें सुख रहो ना. आ गया तो ठीक है. I don't say you don't work, you don't earn, but be happy with what you are. If you are contented, the problem is solved. So जितना भी दुख है ना, 99%. See, Shastra is already saying आदि देविक, आदि भौतिक and आध्यात्मिक क्लेश तो है ही है. And main problem is जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि. इसको हरक दिया बाजू में. Is anyone bothered about it? Nobody is bothered about it. इसको मस्त बंडल बांध के, पहले जमाने में घर में एक मालिया वो करता, आजकल के घर में होता नहीं. In the olden days, there used to be a natik where used to put things and never used to come down. Those things used to be always there. So it used to be put on the attic and that used to be kept. And similarly, what we have done, the actual problems, we have done nice bundle and put it. Who is worried about birth, death, old age, disease? हु इज वरीड अबाउट आदि दिविक आदि भौतिक आध्यात्म. ठीक है प्रभु जी, जो है जीना तो है. नो, वेरी फेमस saying is there, जाहे विधि ताहे रखिए, ताहे विधि रखे, जैसे भगवान चाहे ताहे विधि रखिए. तो आदमी क्या बोलेगा, क्या करे, रहना तो पड़ेगा. क्या है, दुख तो चलते रहेगा, क्या करे, जीवन में ऐसा ही है. एक्चुअली देयर इज नो एक्चुअल फॉर्म एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ मिजरी और sorrow. It is all created. Only when we compare ourselves with others, when we have a feeling that yes, my desires are not fulfilled or the things are not going my way, it is at that time dukkha triggers. Expectation leads to sadness. The old formula. We always have high expectations. You know, मेरा ऐसा कुछ expectation रहेगा that the sky and the moons are my achievements, and वो हुआ नहीं, then you are sad. So similarly, for the world, dukkha may be, for Bhishma Pitama, one may say it is dukkha. And the best part is even devotees complain about dukkha. अरे क्या पांडव जितना दुख झेले उससे ज्यादा दुख है आपको? जितना द्रौपदी ने सहा, जितना युधिष्ठिर महाराज ने सहा, बीइंग किंग, चक्रवर्ती, लॉइटरिंग फ्रॉम जंगल टू जंगल, उतना तो बुरा हालत नहीं है ना आपका. बट स्टिल वी आर क्रिपिंग. इफ आई टेल समवन, प्रोजी आई एम नॉट वेल, आपका तबीयत कैसे खराब हो? मैं तबीयत खराब नहीं हो सकता. आपके साथ प्रॉब्लम कैसे आ सकते? आप तो कथा देते हो, पढ़ते हो, भागवतम पढ़ते हो, भगवत गीता पढ़ते, खाता तो वही रोटी हो ना जो तुम लोग खा रहे हो. मैं कुछ अलग रोटी खा नहीं रहा हूं. तो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, डोंट हैव अ लार्जर लाइफ, image or a picture. Life is fact for everyone, but for a devotee, yes, he has more intelligence to understand. Yes, जब पांडव तकलीफ उठा सकते हैं, जब रामचंद्र जी तकलीफ उठा सकते हैं, जब ग्रेट डिवोटीज लाइक मीराबाई एंड सूरदास एंड ऑल, दे कुड टेक troubles, why can't we get? And if this name, Lord himself has named this as दुखालयम, और यहाँ पे सुख हो गया मतलब भगवान का डायलॉग गलत हो जाएगा. एंड भगवान कैन नेवर बी रॉन्ग. सो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट, रिमूव दिस कॉन्सेप्ट, दुखी है, they are happy, they have gone on outing to Switzerland, they have gone to Leh Ladakh, they have gone there, they have gone there, here. ठीक है, जाने. If you have not gone, you have not lost anything. You have not absolutely lost anything. You are just what you are. And actual vipada क्या है? I mentioned this sloka. How many of you remember? नहीं, what is vipada? फॉरगेटिंग. तो वो श्लोक क्या था? विपदा नैवम विपदा, संपदा नैवम संपदा, विपदा एव विस्मृत नारायण, एंड व्हाट इज संपदा? स्मरत नारायण इज संपदा. दैट मीन्स व्हाट? फॉर अस द बिगेस्ट विपदा इज फॉरगेटिंग गॉड, एंड वी आर नॉट बॉदर्ड अबाउट. where are we bothered? Just अपने अरे भगवान से मैं दूर हो गया, भगवान मुझे मिस कर दिया, ये कहाँ आपने को मन में कुछ वो दुख है? कभी भी एक दिन किसी को दुख लगा है कि आज मैंने माला नहीं लिया हाथ में, किसी को वो दैट पिंच है? हंस के बोले आज माला नहीं हुआ. हंस के बोलेंगे आज माला नहीं हुआ, आज भगवान का नाम नहीं लिया. बट यही अगर मेरी साड़ी से उसकी साड़ी सफेद कैसी, वो शाम को अगर दिख जाए तो बहुत कम. अरे दैट इज नॉट द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ आवर लाइफ. द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ आवर लाइफ इज समथिंग हायर, समथिंग मोस्ट पावरफुल. taking the holy name, chanting the holy name, taking the name of the Lord, remembering the Lord always is our actual focus of life. और वो जब मिस किया उसका बिल्कुल एक पैसे का रत्ती भर का भी गम नहीं रहता है हम लोगों को, बट एक्चुअली वही हमारा असली गम है. That today we have not chanted, today we have not read the Bhagavatam, today we have not read the Bhagavad Gita, we have not recited one shloka of it also. That is our sin. One day do we skip our lunch, dinner, breakfast? But when it comes to coming to devotion, we have all the reasons to skip it. If you are forced to skip, ठीक है आज पेट खराब है, लूज मोशन है, वॉमिटिंग है, तो एक बार चलो मुंह बंद कर लेंगे, तो चेंज हो जाएगा, जूसेस पे आ जाते हैं. बट स्टिल समथिंग इज गोइंग ऑन. But we will never stop our intake. But this intake of spirituality always stop. And what does Lord like? What does Lord say? I may not be in the Vaikuntha, Naham vasami Vaikunte, Yoginam Hriday Chava. मैं शायद वैकुंठ में रहूं न रहूं, योगियों के दिल में रहूं न रहूं, मगर कहां रहूंगा? यत्र गायन्ति मद्भक्तः तत्र हम तिष्ठामि नारदा. जहां मेरे भक्त मेरा नाम ले रहे वहां पे मैं रहूंगा, और जहां मेरे भक्त मेरा नाम नहीं ले रहे. I'll tell you a very nice, interesting story. Listen to this story. Very important story. Power of the holy name. एक बार एक बूढ़े भक्त थे, ट्रू स्टोरी, भजनानंदी भक्त थे, भजन करते रहते थे, और उनके पास भगवान के नाम पे एक शालिग्राम था. और शालिग्राम कितना एकदम छोटा सा, और कहाँ रखते थे उस शालिग्राम को? आई यूज्ड टू कीप पान के बॉक्स में. मतलब आई डोंट नो आजकल होता नहीं, बट पहले देयर यूज्ड टू बी एक छोटा डिबिया, हाँ, विद अ हैंडल आल्सो, स्मॉल क्यूट हैंडल, एंड उस डिबिया के अंदर बस, दिस आई एम टेकिंग ओल्ड स्टोरी, सो डेफिनेटली इट्स इन दैट फैशन. आजकल के साधु शायद मॉडर्न हो गए होंगे, बट ही यूज्ड टू हैव अ स्मॉल मिडिल नट बॉक्स, पान का डबिया बोलते थे, उसमें छोटे छोटे सुपारी रखता था, और उसी के साथ शालिग्राम में छोटा सा स्मॉल सेम साइज, कुछ मालूम नहीं. पूरा दिन भगवान का भजन गाता था. प्लीज डिस्क्लेमर ओवर हियर, ये मत सोचना कि हाँ पान के बॉक्स में रखे, अगर वो कर सकते मैं भी कर सकता हूँ, ये मत करना. इज अ डिस्क्लेमर ओवर हियर. तो रोज एक सुपारी मुंह में डालता, और मतलब इट यूज्ड टू बी लाइक इनवॉलंटरी एक्शन. यूज्ड टू कीप ऑन टेकिंग द नेम ऑफ द लॉर्ड. भगवान का गुण गाता, लीला गाता, वो पान का डिबिया खोलता था, उसमें भगवान को बिठा देता, मतलब इट यूज्ड टू बी सिटिंग, एंड बोलते बोलते, देखता भी नहीं था, एंड एंड में शालिग्राम मुंह में. अभी सुपारी टूट जाएगा, पर ये निकाल, अरे बहुत गलत किया, तुरंत उसके ऊपर तीर चल जलाएगा, हाँ, दूध से अभिषेक करेगा, माफ कर देना, वापस किस में रखेगा? उसी पान के डिबिया में. नेक्स्ट डे अगेन द सेम स्टोरी, खाते खाते वो मैंने शालिग्राम को काट लिया, एंड शालिग्राम इज रियल स्ट्रॉन्ग. ओके, आई मीन साइंटिफिकली इट्स अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टोन. रख देगा. तो ये चलता रहा. एवरी डे यूज्ड टू से सॉरी एंड यूज्ड टू रिपीट द सेम. कुछ दिन के बाद एक अमीर सेठ उसके पास है. ये अमीर सेठ देखता था, बाबा जी के पास तो कुछ है नहीं, फाका है, कुछ पैसे ऐसे तो है नहीं, और ये शालिग्राम है उसके पास, और पान की डिबिया में रखता है. बाबा जी काम करो, आप हमको शालिग्राम दे दो, 3 टाइम भोग लगाएंगे, अच्छा सेवा करेंगे, चिंता करने की जरूरत. बाबा जी बोले हाँ ठीक है, ऐसा भी मेरा सेवा तो बहुत ही घटिया क्वालिटी का है, उसको निकाल के दे. और आपने पान की डिबिया में रखा है, मैं उसके लिए चांदी का सिंहासन बनाऊंगा सोने की छतरी के साथ और रखूंगा. ठीक. और वाकई में उस सेठ ने चांदी का सिंहासन बनाया, उसमें रख दिया, अच्छी तरह सजा के, ऊपर सोने का छतरी, 3 टाइम सेवा, बढ़िया। 4-5 दिन के बाद सुबह 4 बजे दरवाजा खटखटा रहा है साधु का घर, धड़ 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 धड़। सर साधु ने दरवाजा खोला, देखा तो वही सेठ आके खड़ा है। बोला सेठ जी आप क्या हो गए, इधर क्यों आ गए धनी? तो बोले इन तुम्हारा शालिग्राम तुम ही संभाल। क्यों, क्या हो गया? नहीं वो जम नहीं रहे, मैं इतना सेवा किया, इतना सेवा किया है, 3 टाइम में 4 टाइम भोग लगाया, हाँ माखन मिश्री रसगुल्ला ये वो सब भोग लगाया, बट ये मुझसे बोल रहे मुझे वापस उसके पास लेके चलो, वापस उसके पास लेके चलो। बोला अच्छा मेरे पास, मैं तो ढंग से भोग भी नहीं लगाता हूँ उनको। तो ये बोला नहीं उसको कि मैं मुख में डाल रहा हूँ, पर बोल दिया। तो उसने तुरंत बोला, उसमें वो बोल रहे भगवान जी बोल रहे हैं तू मुझे इतने प्यार से या डिसिप्लिन से तो मुझे भोग लगा रहे हो, मगर जो उनके व्हाट यू कॉल फॉर सलाइवा को क्या बोलेंगे आप, उनका लाड में जो भगवान का नाम लिया हुआ जो लाद है ना, जब वो मुझे स्पर्श करता है ना, उसका अभिषेक जब होता है, एवरी टाइम यूज्ड टू पुट इन दिस माउथ, हिज सलाइवा यूज्ड टू टच द शालिग्राम। He said, उसका आनंद मुझे जो मिलता है ना, वो आनंद मुझे कहीं नहीं मिलता, उसका आनंद मुझे कहीं नहीं मिलता। वो लाद का जो लग रहा था मुझे वहीं लेके चलो, और उनको बोला उसी पान के डब्बे में मुझे रखने के लिए। So what was Lord actually enjoying? So it's such a heinous act. If you see on a material platform, it's a heinous act. Putting saligram in the mouth. It is nothing. Saligram is the only शिला जिसका कभी प्राण प्रतिष्ठा नहीं होता। It is born with प्राण प्रतिष्ठा। सीधा आपको लाना है और पूजा करना है। And first and foremost, शालिग्राम usually कोई लाता नहीं है। It has to be gifted by someone. We should technically you are not supposed to pay money and buy it. It has to be gifted by someone. It may be from your relatives or parents, someone, but it has to be something which you should not go and buy. So ये जो शालिग्राम whether it's the Lord himself, he's saying, no, I used to enjoy the saliva which was always, marinated with the Lord's name. Where he used to always take the Lord's name. He used, by default, he used to have the habit of eating supari. That's why I said a disclaimer. It doesn't mean तुम लोग भी कल supari खाना चालू करो. मालूम पड़ा था, always the worst part is taken first, and the good part is rejected. It should not be ulta. So, this is how Lord wants a holy name. So, there is nothing called Vipada. There is only Sampada. We consider it as a Vipada. Anywhere you see, when Lord takes away something from you, your material possessions, your money, your power, post, we become sad. Think you are happy. Think it is very good. चक्रवर्ती पोस्ट चला गया युधिष्ठिर से, जंगल में लाके रास्ते में खड़ा कर दिया चोपड़े में, फिर भी he is why? धर्म विप्र अच्युता आश्रय. This is आश्रय. आश्रय का मतलब that should have the faith. Yes, he will act. So this is how Bhishma Pitama welcomes Yudhishthira Maharaj and the entire Pandavas, and then he tells them about how great God is and how he is not identifiable. Generally people are not able to identify God. He said he is not an ordinary Vishnu who is doing coward job. He is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After all that, he describes to him that he is equal to everyone, and he has graciously come before me while I am ending my life, for I am his unflinching servitor. Now, in 23 he says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appears in the mind of the devotees by attentive devotional meditation and by chanting the holy name, releases the devotees from the bondage of fruitive activities at the time of his quitting the material body. So only it is the true devotees who are always existing in the Lord's mind, and they appear in the Lord's mind. Now we go to 1.9.24. Anyone reads the translation? Can anyone read?
May my Lord, who is 400 and whose beautifully decorated lotus face, with eyes as red as rising sun, is smiling, kindly await me at that moment when I quit this material body.
So he is requesting God, and he is first describing who has a 400 form. So Lord, I may have a 200 form, or Lord may be in 400 form, but we need not have any confusion. ये भगवान है, वो भगवान नहीं है. भगवान 2 हाथ में हो या 4 हाथ में हो, या निर्गुण हो या साकार हो, कोई टेंशन नहीं. ब्रह्मन, परमात्मा एंड भगवान, 3 स्वरूप में भगवान आपको मिलेंगे. 3 स्वरूप है भगवान के, ब्रह्मन, परमात्मा एंड भगवान. So don't never get confused. So my Lord, who is the 400 form, which is the Sakar Swarup, and who is beautifully decorated lotus face. So Lord is having a beautiful lotus face. तो ये कंफर्म हो रहा है कि भाई निराकार नहीं है, भगवान साकार है. निराकार कैसे बोलते हैं? निराकार is not that formless, but is power himself. As I always give the example of PM Modi. He did not come and individually collect your notes when the demonetization happened. He is sitting somewhere in Delhi, but his power could be felt in every village, in every town of the country. So he is not come in the Sakar Swarupa, but that is his Nirakar, or his power, or his coverage, what he has got. That, like for example, every time one may not meet the MD or the CEO of the company, but still the fear and the remembrance of the CEO of the company is always there. But that doesn't mean the CEO of the company is formless. He is having a form. So his lotus face with eyes red as the rising sun is smiling. Kindly await me at that moment when I quit this material body. Then Sudha Goswami says, Maharaj Yudhishthira, after hearing Bhishmadev speak in that appealing tone, asked him in presence of all the great rishis about the essential principles of various religious duties. At that, Maharaj Yudhishthira Yudhishthira's inquiry, Bhishmadev first defines all the classifications of class, caste and order of life in terms of individual qualifications, when he systematically in twofold division described the counteraction by detachment and interaction by attachment. This is a very important 2 shloka. Now let's understand this with reference to Mahabharata. Mahabharata has given a very, very big explanation of this. There's a whole parva called as Bhishma Parva. Okay, so that big is this conversation between Yudhishthira Maharaj and Bhishma Pitama. And Bhishma Pitama is questioned in all various things. अभी ये जो पहले जो एक वर्ष में जो बोल दिया ना, this Lord in the 400 form with beautiful face and all that. This is the time when the entire Vishnu Sahasranam is recited by Bhishma Pitama, lying on the bed of arrows. तभी Vishnu Sahasranam actually was written by Vedas. It was recited first by none other than Bhishma. And Vishnu Sahasranam, why does he recite? He wants to glorify the Lord. That is what is one's actual ultimate goal of life. Be on a nice bed of roses or a bed of arrows. One has to learn only to glorify the Lord at the time of. Agar wo at the time of death, if he is not able to remember God and if he is cursing God, God, what have you given me? तूने क्या किया मेरे साथ? मेरे पूरे जीवन तुझे लिए इतना किया और look at me, I am in a horrible position, I am dying, this and that. What happened? What will happen to that? That person is not a true devotee at all. So Bhishma Pitama first speaks about the entire Vishnu Sahasranam at the same time. This is all mentioned in the Mahabharata. And then he speaks about various dharma. there is a thing which is common in the Mahabharata as well as in the Ramayana, and that I will describe right now. It is a very true fact that when this was being discussed, he talks about dharma. That time, Draupadi is also standing there, and she laughs. Why does she laugh?
When she was giving this room, he was.
That time you are talking of all this dharma, and now you are giving. And what he is talking is Shastra. He was an expert in all Shastra. But जब मेरा वस्त्रहरण हो रहा था, that time what happened to your dharma? That time Bhishma Pitama says, yes, you have the right to laugh at me, because I did not follow that dharma. Might be for that reason I am on this bed of arrows. And that time, what is the relevance? The Mahabharata gives a very vivid picture of the various dharmas which one has to follow. Once, a king named सिब्बी नाम का राजा था. उसने बहुत सारा दान पुण्य करता था. अचानक उसके पास एक कबूतर, पिजन, उसने आके शरणागत में कहा, बचाओ मुझे, आपका शरण मुझे चाहिए. तो उसने बोला, ठीक है, शरण देता हूं तुझे, forgive you and I'll protect you. बोलो क्या कर? नहीं, मेरे पीछे एक बड़ा गिद्ध लगा है. Vulture is behind me and I want to be saved. इतने में थोड़ी देर में वो गिद्ध आया. तो जैसे गिद्ध आया, राजा ने बोला, नहीं, इसको तुम नहीं खा सकते, वो मेरे शरण में. तो गिद्ध बोला, तुम ऐसे सारे कबूतरों को शरण में लोगे तो मैं खाऊंगा क्या? मैं क्या घास फूस खाऊं? मेरा खुराक तो small birds are my bread and butter. He said, okay, don't worry. उसको एक तराजू में डाला, बोला कितना वेट है उतना मांस तुमको मैं दूंगा, तुमको फ्लैश खाने से मतलब, I will give you flesh that much. And immediately he called his paramedicals and asked him which part of the body has got maximum flesh. They said the thigh. The thigh has got maximum flesh. Immediately he took his knife and cut a portion of his thigh and put it in the other pan equal to the weight of the small bird. And major chunk was put. And the minute he put equal to that weight, immediately the two birds changed into the actual Swarupa. Pigeon was none other than Indradev, and the vulture was none other than Agni Devata. And Agni Devata said, Agni, why is Agni very happy to see food? You know that? Agni is very happy. Whenever you eat, who digests? Agni. Or aane do. Agni, sometimes you are hungry, you got mad, na? कुछ भी करो, कुछ तो खाना चाहिए मुझे, I am hungry. No, especially when you are not eaten for a long time. You go crazy. दिमाग काम नहीं करता है. Like, only want food. What does this mean? Agni. They both surrendered. I said, we had come to test you. We had heard that you are a great pious person, but we had come to test you. This all happens during the samvada. So, he says, we are surrendered to you. And he says, you are so nice. You didn't even try to find out जो आदमी सरेंडर करने आया है क्या वो सही है या फेक है. आधार कार्ड पूछा उसका, पैन नंबर, आधार कार्ड, केवाईसी कुछ किया. आजकल वो बहुत चल रहा है ना केवाईसी. तो उसको केवाईसी करवाया नहीं करवाया, फिर भी यू immediately gave it surrender and you cut your own thigh and you gave, because one surrendered means you did your dharma, kshatriya dharma. This is what he is talking about, the 4 caste dharma. 4 वर्ण जो है ना, ब्राह्मण, क्षत्रिय, वैश्य, शूद्र, so great. तभी पूरा डिस्कशन होता है. थाई काट के उसको दिया था, तो he fills that portion of the thigh. Indra fills it with gold. Indra, that's why he had a thigh which had part of it was made of gold. Might be his wife must be always watching that thigh. The wrong place, it's in the wrong place. Just a joke, I mean. So, he was so great in his dharma. that in those days, the roads used to be small. We used to call it Ottapadi. Ottapadi means पैर से रास्ता बनता है, and it used to be only 1 foot, one person का पगडंडी जो एक व्यक्ति ही जा सकता है. तो एक बार एक ब्राह्मण और किंग सिब्बी दोनों सामने आए. तो now one has to give way, means one has to go behind. So who will go? As per the Varnashram dharma, the Kshatriya usually gives way to the Brahman. But in this case, Narada gave the judgment. He came there. You will have to go back. He told the Brahmana and said, Sibbi has to be given the way. That much pure he was. So he was talking about the greatness. Now why I am defining to you all this, there is another reason for this. Another greatness of Siddhi, I'll tell you. There is another greatness of Siddhi which I'll tell you. Once, 3 kings were discussing. They did yajna. So, they knew once who performs the yajna will go to Swargalok. Swarga milega. So, problem वो नहीं था. Problem ये था कि तीनों ने जाके नारद को पूछा, हम लोग तीनों ने यज्ञ किया, हम लोग तीनों स्वर्ग जाएंगे, पर सबसे पहले कौन नीचे गिरेगा? क्षीण पुण्य मृत्युलोक विशंति. तो कब नीचे गिरेगा? तो आपने कहते हैं कि स्वर्ग में, I mean, told by Acharya so far, it's true, I don't know. I don't remember having gone to Swarga any time. Most of the time we are small spent in Naraka only for all our sinful life we have led. But it is said that once one man went and she saw one Apsara pushing one Swargavasi down. This is what a Swargavasi definition is. Pushed down. उसने पूछा, तुम भी मुझे ऐसे ही धक्का मारो. आप आइए, आपको कल मारूंगी. आपको मैं कल मारूंगी. उतना पुण्य है आपके पास, तो आप तब तक एक कल तक नाच सकते हो मेरे साथ, बट कल मैं आपको. So this is why always those who are always thinking about Swarga is always in tension कि भाई क्या हो. तो तीनों ने जाके नारद को पूछा, नारद मुनि पहले बताओ, विच इज द मोस्ट, मतलब हम लोग तीनों में से कौन पहले नीचे गिरे? तो नारद मुनि ने बोला, देखो पहले तो I forgot the names. It was a nice samvad. I forgot the names. He said, Mr. X king will be the first. He said, why this king will fall down first? The king asked, मेरा number क्यों पहला आएगा? Well, see, when you were doing that charity, it was very nice. But what you did? You did this charity when I asked you, अरे इतनी खूबसूरत गैया किसने दी? So you answered, मैंने दी. Cow you donated, but then what did you say? I donated. The very moment you said I, 50% of the punyas are gone. So you're going to fall down first. इसके लिए कभी भी याद रखना, संस्थान में लिखा रहता ना, डोनेटेड बाय, खत्म, उधर ही पुण्य खत्म. चाहे वो ट्यूबलाइट हो, पंखा हो, एसी हो, जो भी हो, बेंच हो, the minute you have inscribed your name or anyone's name, that punya has vanished. So इसके लिए दान हमेशा करने के बाद you cannot say मेरा. एक बार एक साधु था, उसने बोला, मैंने मेरा घर छोड़ के 20 साल हो गया, मुड़ के नहीं देखा. जब छोड़ ही दिया तो फिर तेरा घर कहां से हुआ? When you have left it, then ये मेरा घर मैं कभी मुड़ के देखा नहीं, वापस गया नहीं. How can you say that? When it is not yours, when you have detached yourself, that is what, I mean, I am trying to give you all an explanation of that counteraction by detachment and interaction by attachment. I am trying to give an explanation to that. I am trying to, उसको जरा विस्तार करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. तो Sadhus also sometimes say, हमको घर छोड़े 20 साल हो गए, 10 साल हो गए. How can you ever keep a track? और ट्रैक रखना है तो किससे सीखना है? एवरी डे का काउंट रखना है ना जिंदगी में, तो एक ही व्यक्ति से सीखना चाहिए.
शबरी.
शत्रु. इट इज सैड, दिवाली के दिन, दैट इज जिस दिन रामचंद्र जी वापस आए, उस दिन पूरे अयोध्या में लाइट कैसे चली? हाउ डिड द लाइट बर्न? आई मीन डेफिनेटली किसी को थोड़े विमान से आए, इट इज नॉट टच डाउन एंड इमीडिएटली. Who was keeping the track? Who was pepping up everyone in the entire Rajya? Kaushalya was sad. Kaikeyi was also sad. She repented. After that, once Bharat Vilap, Chitrakoot wala लीला जो होती है ना, उसके बाद that Kaikeyi, it was just a camouflage. For the time being, she became a nimit for the entire Ramayana. तो होता नहीं. And Devatas themselves, they didn't want Ram to get coronated and sit in the Ayodhya. अरे भाई उसका जन्म पे, धरती पे जन्म ही रावण को, राक्षसों को मारने के लिए हुआ है. मस्त राजा बन के बैठ गया तो राक्षसों को कौन मारेगा? So that was not a, I mean people may say it's a very dirty thing. It was not a dirty thing. It was a very nice thing. अगर नहीं होता तो रामायण नहीं होता. तो रामायण करवाने के लिए वो लोग ने, they became very good instruments. Kaikeyi and Manthara became very good instruments. So Shatrughan, what he used to do? He used to daily, every day tell, hey, 1 साल कट गया, 13 साल ही बाकी है, 12 साल बाकी है. माँ तुम चिंता मत करो, राम तुम्हारे बारे में सोचता रहेगा, आता रहेगा कल. भरत को भी, don't worry, he is coming. Because everyone were sad. Even he was sad. But he was keeping the mood. And he used to tell the country people also. Very detailed explanation is given about how the country became morose when Ramchandra left the kingdom. Yahan tak the people left the kingdom and followed Ramchandra ji behind the rath when Sumant was taking ahead. On the night when they slept in the bank of Sarayu, Lord Ramchandra told Sumant, get up early in the morning before the villagers, the citizens get up, and drive the ratha in such a way that it will create a confusing track. Because otherwise रथ का जो पहिया है उसके निशानी देख के वो लोग फॉलो करके आएंगे. तो उसने क्या बोला, नेक्स्ट डे यू ड्राइव इन द मॉर्निंग इन सच ए वे. So first he drove an empty chariot in a confusing manner so that people will get, even if they try to find out, they will not be able to find out. And then he took Ram, Sita, Lakshman to further ahead towards Goa. So that was how it was going. So the point is, he was pepping up the Ayodhya Vasis also. And finally, बस 2 दिन, 1 दिन, सब लोग तैयारी करो, रामचंद्र जी आ रहे हैं, सब तैयारी करो. So that was his duty. People may say what role he played. He played the most important role. He was pepping up the entire devotees of Lord Ramchandra ji. So if a devotee doesn't serve the Lord, but he serves the devotees, then also his seva is supreme. That is what is enacted by Shatrughan. So where was I? How did I come here?
If you will keep account, then
you should not keep account of what you are giving. And charity should not be in a, after giving the charity, you should not claim the superiority or your ownership on that. I mentioned last time, I don't know. I know one personality where Bona's client, and not Bona's client, someone else's client, and I was let to know that that person is so fallen, she can give her clothes to the maid servant, and then after the maid servant wears also, she can ask the maid servant, this clothes is looking very nice, give it back to me. It's a true fact. I'm telling you about true fact. It's not that I'm just creating a fictitious situation. There are people who see that and they say, give us back. And after the maid servant has worn it, that's the best part. Just you're given kingdom. It makes sense. So, and then we call yourself, and mind you, that person is filthy rich. ऐसा नहीं कि that person is poor. Second, he said, the second king, you will fall. You will fall second. I said, why I will fall second? What is the mistake I did? You had 4 horses. And once one person came and asked you for a horse. He needed for an urgent thing. And you said no, first no, and then he had to cry, fall at your feet, beg, and then finally you gave it. So such a charity which is done on prolonged, it is like, the famous saying, justice delayed is justice denied. Similarly, charity delayed and charity given in a very grudging mood is not accepted. So that is why your punyas have gone 50% of the punya. Though for that act you will get the punya, but you will not get the complete punya for that act. Last, he said this king will fall. And why he will fall? Now, he will fall because he has done one bad thing. After the yagya puja, whatever you do, you are supposed to give alms even to the smallest brahmanas. You didn't give that, so for that you will get. And fourth, I will fall. Narada Muni said. I said, what, you will fall? Because I am keeping a count of who will fall down first. That itself is a losing my pious credits. So this is all, that is why I tell you, to understand the Vedas is very difficult. But to understand the Vedas through itihasas, that is Mahabharata and Ramayana, becomes easier. Mahabharata and Ramayana will explain to you how every dharma has to be followed. All of you all know Ramchandraji went to left Singh and went to Guha. And Guha ने क्या खिलाया? विश्वासराज गुहा ने क्या खिलाया? Ramchandra ji. पहले he made a nice lavish meal. And what did Ramchandra ji say? No, I cannot eat. You feed the horses. And why did he say feed the horses? यार मैं बोला है सब. All down the drains. Okay, I'll repeat this. How first and foremost, the story you have to go back. To understand this Leela, you have to go back. How Nishad, hunter king, could ever become a friend to Lord Ramchandra ji. We all know he is a friend of Lord Ramchandra ji. कैसे हुआ friend? कोई गुरुकुल नहीं. राजा का गुरुकुल किधर, निषाद का गुरुकुल किधर. He just used to hear from his father that Ram is very great person, very nice prince. So सुनने मात्र से उसको जैसे रुक्मिणी का प्रेम हो गया था कृष्ण के ऊपर, इसका भी प्रेम हो गया. तो उसने तुरंत बोला कि चलो ठीक है, मैं इनको रामचंद्र जी को मिलने जाता हूँ. So I have to go and meet a friend. So I have to carry some gift for him. So what will I carry a gift? अब एक हंटर का अपना सोच रहेगा, वो क्या बनाएगा? एक चक्कू बनाएगा. Small chakku and small bow and arrow, the beel wala bow and arrow and all that. He made and he said, these are my gifts to Lord Ramchandra ji. And he went and Lord Ram along with the King Dasharatha, all the 4 sons, especially Ram was sitting and the chariot was moving. And that time, Guha, small boy, very small boy, he went ahead and he jumped on the chariot. All the security people, as usual, Z security, they jumped in. Hey, stop! That time Lord Ramchandra said, stop, he is my friend. And when Lord Ramchandra said, Khatam ho gayi baat. If you someone, you jump on Prime Minister's car and the Prime Minister says, Rehne do, then you can sit in the car, dance on the car, nothing, nobody is going to ask you. Immediately Dasharatha said, he's your friend? Yes, he's my friend. See, he has bought gift for me, he has bought this and that. Acha, very good. So, he's your friend, so we have to give him some nice return gift. तो क्या दोगे? बोला ठीक है. What should I give? Daddy, you tell me what I should give. ठीक है, वो राज्य इसको दे दो. That is how became निषाद राज. वो छोटा सा जो जंगल का वो भाग था, उसको दे दिया. तू वहां राजा. So it was an obligation of King Dashrath. Now when Ramchandra ji is going on Vanavas, that time Nishad says, you will have to stay, this is your kingdom only, it's not my kingdom, but this is given by your father to me, so now it is a different kingdom, you stay here, nobody will worry, trouble you, I will give you the best of the things. And he cooks a very nice paneer ki sabji, malpua and all that nice stuff he prepares. But what does he say? I cannot eat anything. But see, the horses which have come with me, they are Dashrath Maharaj's horses. And you are obliged by Dashrath. So if you feed them, it is as good as repaying your obligation towards Dashrath Maharaj. So all that food which was prepared for Ram and Lakshman was finally fed to the horses. And fruits लेके आया, ये खा के सो जाओ. रामचंद्र जी tells a lie. कौशल्या ने बोला है, सॉरी कैकेयी ने बोला है, ये भी नहीं खाना है मुझे. I'll just drink water and sleep. Today so and so date, आज व्रत का दिन है, मैं सो जाऊंगा पानी पी के. He did not eat. Now my question is, he did not eat the fruits offered by Guha, but later on he ate the fruits given by Lord says, Sabham sarvabhuteshu नामेद्वेष्टि अस्ति ने प्रियः. है ना, मैंने बोला है ना, भगवान सम है, सबके साथ इक्वल है, बट फिर इतना बड़ा चीटिंग कैसे? गुहा ने ऑफर किया, सो बोला नहीं, इट इज नॉट इन माई लिस्ट ऑफ आइटम्स टू ईटन गिवन बाय कैकेयी. एंड दैट बीवी गुम हो गई है, फिर भी मस्त बैठ के बेर खा रहे. हाउ, व्हाई? डिवोशन, गोवा का डिवोशन नहीं, क्या बात है. He was ready to fight with Bharata also. He had kept the army ready to fight with Bharata.
पर्पस अलग था ना, शबरी के साथ में पर्पस अलग था और यहाँ पे गोवा के साथ में पर्पस अलग था.
There are two reasons why Acharya says. Reason one, first and foremost, he said, I have bought the fruits for you. The minute Lord said, oh, you have bought the fruits. इस धरती में सब कुछ उगता है किसके कारण? तो तुम क्या कर रहे हो? हाउ कैन यू क्लेम ये मेरा है, ये मैंने बनाया या मैंने लाया? Oh, but it's not in my list. When Lord, in the Mahabharata, you all know the story of Vidur. How many of you know why he went to Vidur's house? One may say, he didn't want to eat the chappan bhog and the pyar. Actually, when you see from the Acharya's point of view, when you read the Mahabharata, he first went to Duryodhana. Actually, Duryodhana's plan was to capture him at any cost. And what he had done, he had made a seat, throne, but actually that throne had a hole. The minute Krishna would sit, first he was talking with Krishna. He asked for 5 villages. He said, I will give you 10 villages, but you come to my side. You are asking for 4 elephants. I will give you 40 elephants, but you come to my side. He wanted only to have Krishna in his side. Because right now you are a Duta. You are not that party. You are a Duta of the party. So you come to my side. His only point was how to take him, because he had already done the blunder of choosing Akshoni Sena of, there is Yadav Sena instead of Lord. And already Shakuni had given him a nice firing for that. So he wanted him. So what he had planned, Acharya say, he had made that throne was made in such a way which had a deep hole. And he would fall inside and he would fall directly inside a chamber where he already had soldiers to capture. That is why he does last day what did he do? Isko bandi banao. ये वापस जाना ही नहीं चाहिए. That time Lord shows him the Virat Rupa. That is why it is. So immediately he goes to Vidura's house. When he goes to Vidura's house, first he skips the Duryodhana's palace and lavish meal, and he tells Vidura, I want to come to your house. Vidura said, welcome, but my house is not as enchanting as this mahal is. He said, no problem. I mean, serially it has shown that Vidura was in a nice palace, but he was not in a big palace. He was in a very small house. And then he goes there, and there he is in ecstasy. And in ecstasy, he is doing this mistake of feeding him the peel. Okay. Now, please understand, what is Lord seeing in this? The bhava is, no doubt, the bhava is there. But the bhava is true. Kab pata chalta hai? When you fumble to do the right thing. See, you may say, Prabhuji, मैंने best sorted almonds and dry fruits and ये वो सब मतलब hand picked and sorted out में सब लेके आया. Fine, that is also bhava. You may not feed your child, but you have bought it for your Lord. That is also bhava. But in that bhava, what I mean, please don't, again disclaimer, तुम लोग मत रहना I have also in bhava and then do some nonsense. Don't do that. But what I am trying to say is, in that ecstasy, what mistake he did, that was the best part for him. He was enchanted. That is why Lord accepted it. That mistake, karma by using the same datun for mixing the khichdi also, and then usi ko jhuta karke usi ko kar rahi. That is what Lord loves. It should not be planned, it should be spontaneous. That is what is called as rag anuraga bhakti. हम लोग सब वैधीय भक्ति में अटके हैं, राग अनुराग भक्ति में नहीं जा रहे हैं. वैधीय भक्ति मतलब जो ऑलरेडी प्रिंसिपल्स में दिया है, जो बुक में दिया है. बट राग अनुराग भक्ति इज which comes from the heart. It does come immediately. So first he said, okay, that is the reason why with Vidura, and that time Vidura, he takes the seat, the throne in which he is going to, he has given a throne, his chair, whatever is asan. He takes it up and he starts cleaning it. So he asks, why are you cleaning your own house, asan? He says, I don't know. He had already made a hole in your chair. He want to capture you. Might be I am eating Duryodhana's dhana. Might be there must be some pin. टाचनी हो सकती है जो आपको चुभ न जाए. He was cleaning. So that's why it is said Krishna was not made to sit in Vidura's house. He was standing only and he was eating the peas. And when he bought them, when his wife told, when he and his wife realized what mistake they were doing, they went to bought new planters. He said, Lord, mera pet bhari. I don't want new bananas. I don't want. That is the bhava what Lord wants. So the first thing is, one should not say, I have got it. So that is the reason why Lord Ramchandraji did not eat. But there is a higher reason for that. The higher reason is, he wanted to serve Lord directly. Whereas what was Shabri doing? She had a spiritual master, Guru. Without a Guru, if someone says, I'll directly catch the main person. Beach mein middleman jarut hi nahi. He is not a middleman, mind you. He is just a facilitator. He doesn't have, a true Guru should not have any personal agendas. He should only be a facilitator. It's like when you go to the near the altar, there is one priest who takes your offering and takes it over there. Is he doing anything? He's not doing anything, but he's doing everything. He's serving you as well as the Lord. That is what he's doing. He takes the plate from you, keeps it on the Lord's feet, then puts some mantras, offers it, then gives it back to you. So please understand, Shabri was told by her spiritual master, you have served me very well. Now you wait, Lord will come. You have to meet Lord. Fine. When Shadabang Rishi was to go back, she said, please take me. No, you wait. Lord will come and meet you. She waited. So what does this mean? Guha wanted to first do it himself. Lord will accept only and only when through Guru, when one does a qualified devotional service to him, then only it will be accepted. That is why Shabri ka incident is more important than Guha's. Shabri is, it's more valuable. because she was doing as per the guidance. One may say, अरे दोनों निषाद थे ना. Shabri is also coming from a Shabar Jat, a Nishad Jat, and Nishad himself was a Nishad Jat. There is a Bil Jat का था. मतलब he is pro women. औरत ने खिलाया तो खाया और जे आदमी ने खिलाया, मेल हंटर ने खिलाया नहीं खाया, नहीं. He wants, okay, you should be under a guru who is showing you the path to achieve God, and under that guru, if you are trying to achieve God, it is acceptable. If you are not doing under a guru, Lord says sorry. पानी पी के सो गए, फिर भी उनको कृपा किया, उनके घर पे रुके, मतलब उनका जो भी था वो जगह पे रुके, but he reciprocated with him. But surrender, Lord giving himself up is only possible when it is through a spiritual master. When you are connected through a bona fide spiritual master, then the Lord really reciprocates with his devotees. And last but not the least, she did not say, Lord, in return of the fruits, please give me liberation. Did Shabari say? She just was following the instructions of the spiritual master. Karna hai, bhai karna. That's it. So this is how one understands that these are all explained. These actually what, when we read the Mahabharata, when we read the Ramayana, we understand, oh, this is what the Vedas is being explained to us in an illustrated format. Like if you read the same Ramayana, let's say a small kid has to read the Ramayana or read any story, they like it in the form of a comic. Why? It is more simpler, illustrative, and explained much easier. Whereas the same story, if written in a paragraph form or in a normal book form, read it, then understand becomes difficult. Similarly, for a common man to read the Vedas is very difficult. And Vedas, learning the Vedas and then seeing its application is only possible in Itihasas. जैसे नारद मुनि ने कहा, तुम लोग चार के बाद मेरा होगा, क्योंकि मैंने सिर्फ तुम लोग चारों का डिफेक्ट्स मैंने या आपकी कमियों को मैंने निकाला है. ये भी एक पाप है, दूसरों की कमी निकालना भी एक. सो Bhishma Pitama right now is speaking a very important thing, but in Bhagavatam the coverage is only in 2 or 3 shlokas, and then the sun will move to the Uttarayan direction, and then his stuti starts. Abhi stuti start nahi hua, with start hoga. It's a stuti start hoga. So he will start with the stuti directly, and then of course 12-14 verses there, and then the chapter ends and he will leave the body also. So point is, this is a very elaborate matter with respect to Mahabharata, but with respect to Bhagavatam, बहुत ही concise form में किया गया. So these are the 2 words. 2:7 also read. He had explained by divisions act of charity, pragmatic activities of the king, and activities for salvation. Then he described the duties of women and devotees, both briefly and extensively. This extensively what I have described today. No, I have not also described fully what Mahabharata is. It's a, well, when we will read that book, it's you will understand the value of it. Then he described the occupational duties of different orders and status of life, citing instances from the history, for he himself was well acquainted with the truth. That is why I said the story of King Sibi and all that. Now, what is the relevance with Ramayana? I'll just say it in 2 minutes and then we'll close the lecture. When Ram had already prepared the bridge, and all the monkeys and Lord Ramchandra were ready for attack. And रात को कौन आता है surrender करने के लिए from the Ravana's camp? Vibhishan, his brother comes, and that time, as I told you all, the big that part you should read. Explanations given to the questions asked by the monkeys. वो पहले क्यों surrender नहीं किया? वो पहले ओके सरेंडर कर सकता, इतना साल वेट क्यों किया? अगर सरेंडर करना ही था तो वो क्यों किया? अब उसको जब अच्छा वो सीता मैया को लेके क्यों नहीं आया? सो वेरियस क्वेश्चंस आर आस्क्ड एंड दैट कॉन्वर्सेशन आई एम नॉट टचिंग दैट पार्ट बिकॉज दैट इटसेल्फ विल टेक 2-3 लेक्चर्स, इट्स सो डीप. बट उसमें से एक पार्ट, लास्ट पार्ट, वन ऑफ द पार्ट में लॉर्ड रामचंद्र जी सेज, यू नो, आई एम कमिंग फ्रॉम द वंशज ऑफ सिब्बी. सिब्बी महाराजा का वंशज. तो सिब्बी तो मर गए मगर आज भी उनका नाम जिंदा है. एंड ही सेज, अगर आज मैंने विभीषण को शरणागत नहीं किया, ही इज टॉकिंग विद रेस्पेक्ट टू द पिजन, ही इज टॉकिंग विद रेस्पेक्ट टू द पिजन हु केम टू सरेंडर, द अर्लियर स्टोरी व्हिच आई टोल्ड यू. तो ही सेज, अगर मैंने इसको शरण नहीं दिया अभी तो सिब्बी मर जाएगा. सिब्बी मर जाएगा मतलब उसका नाम खत्म, उसका नाम खत्म हो जाएगा. वो तो कितने पीढ़ी पहले मर गए, बट हिज नेम वाज स्टिल एग्जिस्टिंग. सो योर गुड डीड्स विल कीप योर नेम अलाइव. बट व्हाट इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट इज हाउ यू आर कमिंग डाउन जनरेशंस, हाउ वेल दे एक्ट इन कीपिंग अप योर नेम इज अ बिग इंपॉर्टेंट टास्क. ये बात अलग है कि हम कोई बड़े वंशज से नहीं आते हैं, बट you have to understand, yes, that's why Lord Ramchandra ji says, of course, as I told you, मैं अग्रबार से सभी राक्षस को मार सकता हूँ, ये सब से बहुत कुछ बोलते हैं, बाद में बोलते हैं, उसी कॉन्वर्सेशन में दौरान में बोलते हैं. That's why I'm telling you about the Sibi. So great he was that he's still alive in his names. But if I don't give Sharanagati to Vibhishan right now, then Sibi will die. Matlab his name will. So that is how Ramchandra ji glorifies his own dynasty and his ancestors. Okay, with this I would like to close today's class. If anybody has got any doubts, questions can ask.